Hey everyone, it's Jessica here with a cherry on top, a cherry challenge day. I have picked the cherry challenge, which is called Wacky Holiday, and I'm using day 27, which is Tell a Story, and I'm also scrap lifting one of my friends, Nicole Santos. And I just loved her layout, so I'm using that as my inspiration today. I've created a template chevron just by hand, and then I'm using that as a pattern to cut my other chevrons out of the pattern paper from the 49 & Market new Wonderlust Explorer collection, which I am just loving. It was perfect with the colors to match my photo. I've got a photo here today that I'm using of my son when he was in kindergarten last year, and my husband, who is a volunteer firefighter, so he was visiting the school with the fire truck for Fire Safety Week. So that's my story. That's what the challenge is for the Wacky Holiday. Day 27 is Tell a Story Day. So I am going to do some journaling on this one towards the bottom and tell that little story. And I don't usually do a lot of journaling on my layouts, so this is something a little bit different for me. And I just love Nicole's layout, so I'm following hers pretty closely. And I'm just going to take my little chevrons here and distress the edges and make them nice and grungy on top of this brown colored background. The background, it's not a solid cardstock, but it's considered one of the solids from their line, but it is nice and like textured and kind of grunged up, which is just the way that I love my solids. So I'm really enjoying that 49 & Market is making all of these kind of grungier solids for all of us to play with, because that is totally my jam and that's my thing right now. So I've got my chevrons here, and I think most of them here at this point are, most of them are grunged up and distressed on the edges. That's another one of my favorite things. If you know me, you know that I love distressed edges, stitching, lots of texture and dimension in my layouts. And of course, I love splatters and sequins as well too. So we'll see what all I get on this layout today. I'm trying to keep it pretty simple because Nicole's layout, she has a lot of elements in hers, but for the most part, she has some white space on her layout. So I want to stick to that and keep quite a bit of space on here. I'm just layering up my photo with some white cardstock and then one of the pattern papers from the small paper pad in this collection. And then I'm going to be using some of the laser cuts. I think I grabbed one of the epoxy stickers, and I'm going to go through this little die cut pack here and see what all I want to add. And I'm just going to layer this up around my photo, add some layers and clusters towards the bottom, and just stick pretty closely with Nicole's. I'm also going to grab some twine because that's one of her signature things, is kind of looping twine throughout her layout. So I'm going to try that today as well. And I'm just going to keep my photo right here on this side. I'm going to tuck a couple of these elements into the top and bottom and layer those up. I'm going to add some ribbon to my little tag elements there. And I'm going to add another tag to the bottom of my photo too with some twine. And then I will grab a title here and add it on. So lots of fun things on this layout. I love these little die cuts and the laser cuts from this collection. I'm also going to grab a Flair. You can see the Flair sitting on my desk there on the left. That's from Scrappin Happy Studio. I love her Flair. She makes canvas and epoxy Flair also. I do prefer the canvas ones myself, just because I like that they're no glare and they have some texture to them. And I just like the way that they look. They have like that matte canvasy finish. And so lots of fun little layers and just little elements on this one, and just a super fun design. I love Nicole's layout, and it's funny because I'm scrap lifting Nicole today, but she actually scrap lifted hers from someone on Paper Issues. I think it was Kat Benjamin, if I remember right. They do a scrap lift Sunday every Sunday, and I think Kat was that week that she did, and I loved them both, but I really enjoyed Nicole's on the darker colored background. So that's what I went with on this one. And just having fun, just layering up these embellishments and just adding all the things. I love little clusters and all these little fun things in this collection. So it's a really, really good collection if you're traveling or if you just got some grungy guy layouts to do like I'm doing today. So I just always love using all of the travel collections for anything. I use them for all my scrapping adventures, my camping adventures, just everything. I find good uses for all these travel collections, and I really like the sayings that come in them, like let's go and let's explore, adventure, because that's basically what our life is. We're always exploring and having adventures. I've got 3 kiddos, so life is always kind of crazy and we're always on the go. So I've always found really good uses for these travel-y themed collections, even if we're not traveling. So let's see, what else am I going to add here? I'm going to grab my Nuvo glue and start gluing these elements down and getting all these clusters on my page. And then I'm going to grab some of that twine and thread that through the middle of my layout. I'm going to go ahead and pop some music in here while I finish this one up, and then I will stop in at the end and show you the finished layout. Before I break here, I will tell you that this challenge is over on the Cherry message boards, and they are giving away a $5 gift card, so you can play along with this challenge over there as well. And yeah, make sure that you check out my other friends that are playing along with Cherry Challenge Day. We do Cherry Challenges on the 15th of every month, so you'll find Sarah, Natalie, and Nicole's projects down below in the description that you can click on and watch their videos as well. So here is the finished layout. I love how this one came together, this beautiful travel-y collection. I will link everything that I've used down below in the description, as well as my friends playing along with this challenge today. Thank you, Nicole, for the scrap lift inspiration, and thank you to Misty for hosting this wacky holiday challenge for us. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.